I spent almost 2 years reaching out to the wrong people. Wrong industry, wrong offer, wrong everything. And the worst part, I thought that I was doing everything right. So today, I'm going to break down exactly what I got wrong, how I figured it out, and what I would do differently. Because if you're building an AI agency right now, there's a very good chance that you are making the same mistakes I did. So, quick context on me. I run an AI growth firm, and my team builds smart systems for businesses that want to remove the manual, repetitive work from their operations. And I've been doing this since mid 2023, and I've learned most of what I know the hard way. And this is one of those hard lessons. When I transitioned to an AI agency, I had to pick a niche. And like most people, I Googled it, watched a few YouTube videos, and landed on home service businesses. Think plumbers, HVAC companies, contractors. On paper, it made sense. They are local, they are everywhere, and they have real operational problems, and a lot of them still run on pen and paper. Perfect target for AI automation, right? So I built my offer around them. I got an outreach partner on board. We started sending cold emails. We set up a 3 call structure, and we did everything the way you are supposed to. And the leads started coming in. Calls were getting booked, and I was feeling good about it. The only problem was that nothing was closing. I would get someone on that final call. They would seem interested, and then something would always go wrong. One client agreed to move forward, asked me to send the agreement, and I sent it. And then they just went quiet for a month before telling me that she wasn't moving forward. Another one told me straight up on the closing call that he didn't have the budget, and I didn't know that until that moment. Month after month, the same pattern calls but no clients. Here's what I didn't understand at that time. Home service businesses are not bad clients, but for what I was offering, which was custom built AI systems, starting at several $1,000s, they were the wrong clients. Most of them are owner operated. The owner is the business. They are not thinking about scaling systems, they are thinking about getting through the week. And even when they were interested in what I was building, the budget just wasn't there, or the urgency wasn't there, or maybe both. So I was selling a premium solution to people who were either not ready for it, not in pain enough to pay for it, or maybe both. And the brutal truth is, I could have figured this out much earlier. One of the leads actually told me directly that you should be targeting businesses that are already growing and feeling the pressure of that growth. She wasn't trying to be harsh, she was just being honest. But I kept going for another month or two before I really sat with that feedback and asked myself, is she right? So I went back to the basics. I asked myself 3 questions. The first one was, what industry do I actually understand? Not just from research, but from real experience. Now, I come from a design and animation background. I studied media graphics. I worked as a 3D environment artist at a major VFX studio. I understand how design firms operate. I understand the workflows, the project cycles, the communication bottlenecks, everything. Then I went on to the second question. What industry has businesses that are large enough to pay for a premium solution, but small enough that they don't already have a dedicated tech team solving these problems? And then I asked the last question, where is the actual pain? Not theoretical pain, real operational pain that's costing people time and money right now. And when I ran those 3 questions again and again against different industries, AEC kept coming up: architecture, engineering, and construction, firms with 5 to 50 people. They deal with massive amounts of documentation, project coordination, client communication. They are technically sophisticated enough to understand the value of a smart system, but most of them are still doing a huge chunk of admin work manually. And critically, they can afford to invest in solving that problem. So we pivoted. We rebuilt the offer around AEC. We changed the outreach. We even started a podcast specifically for AEC business owners. And within the first few months, we had calls with people who were genuinely interested, not just politely curious. And the difference was night and day. So, what's the actual takeaway here? Well, picking a niche isn't just about finding an industry with problems that you can solve. Everyone has problems. The question is, does this industry have urgent problems? Do they have the budget to pay for the solutions? And do you have a genuine reason to be the person helping them? That last one matters more than people think. When I was targeting home service businesses, I had no real connection to that world. I was just chasing volume, and they could probably feel that. But when I pivoted to AAC, I could actually speak their language. I could talk about project handoffs and document management and client coordination in a way that made sense because I had lived in that world. That credibility shift changed everything about how those conversations went. So, if you're building an AI agency right now and your outreach isn't converting, Before you blame the offer, before you blame your sales skills, ask yourself these three questions. Am I talking to the right people? Do I actually understand their world? And do they have urgent enough pain to pay me to solve it? If the answer to any of those is no, then that's your problem. It's not your script, not your pricing, not your follow up sequence. Well, I'm documenting this whole journey as I build the wins, the mistakes, the pivots. And if you are building something similar and you want to follow along, just subscribe. And if you are in the AC space and you are curious about what these smart systems could actually look like for your firm, the link's in the description.